behind me here, we have my bookshelf that contains all of my non-shoujo manga that I am currently still in the process of collecting. There are a couple of shoujo manga here as well, but this is where I keep all of my non-shoujo manga, as well as some of my taller English manga books and all of my light novels, except for my really, really little Japanese novella. I didn't have space for them. But it's been a while since I've done a shelf cleaning, and I also am not really happy with how it looks right now. So I figured I would do some cleaning / reorganizing, and I thought it would be fun to do it together. So first, I need to take everything off the shelf. One shelf down. This is a book I'm currently in the process of reading, but I have on pause. 2 shelves down. I find my bottom shelf is kind of the messiest of everything, so I'm gonna try and fix that today. We have my new manga, the biggest one in my collection. And that is everything. It feels weird looking at it all empty. But now it's time to clean it. And when I clean my shelves, typically I like to use like wet wipes and then I wait for them to dry. I know dusting is also an option, but I feel like it gets cleaner when you use the wet wipes. So I will do that and then wait for it to dry. Okay, so the shelves have dried. My books are in really big piles. It is time to put things back on the shelf. Before, I was trying to keep all of my shoujo together at the very top, kind of as a continuation from this shelf here. This time I think I'm gonna do something different. We'll see how it goes. But I also will be trying to keep all of the imprints together, which is the manga magazine that each book is published in. It kind of categorizes by like genre and demographic. And I like how it looks when they're all lined up, what can I say? So to start with, we're gonna be starting with Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, I think. And we're gonna be doing 1 to 10. Sometimes I do like 10 to 1. We're gonna do 1 to 10 this time. I do have quite a few Toilet Bound Hanako-kun series volumes, but I have not read them all. And that's just because when I really, really like something, I like to read it slowly so that I can really enjoy it. Colette decides to die. It's my favorite, but I haven't read it all. And that's just because if I'm having like a bad day and I want something to cheer me up, I know if I read a series that I really, really love, it'll cheer me up. And I like holding on to that. And Hanako-kun is one of those where like, I love it so much. I know it will bring me out of a bad mood. So I haven't read it all yet. And thankfully it hasn't been spoiled for me, which is really surprising because I know it's a really popular one. So I'm very grateful to the book community for that. Okay, and Toilet Bound Hanako is published in G Fantasy, but I can't see all the publishers or the imprints, so we're just gonna kind of just go at this. Okay, then the next one we have is this one. This one is a shoujo. This is the manga adaptation, actually, of my favorite light novel, which I do have some in here. This one is I Am a Witch Whose Crush Requested a Love Potion, is I think the English. This one does have an English. I highly recommend it. I really prefer the light novel to the manga. No hate to this, but I don't like the art style as much in the manga as I do in the light novel, but they're different artists. The art is still nice, I don't like it as much. This is one of those series where like, you know what it's about by the title. It's about a witch whose crush requested a love potion. And it's just really sweet. I really like it. And it's fun. I'm not fully caught up, and that's just because I like the light novels more. I kind of just bought them to buy them. It was like an activity for me to do while I was living in Japan. And those are published in floss. Keep going. I'm gonna have to do reorganizing if and when I find more things from the same imprint, but that's okay. Here we have only the first 2 because I just read volume 3 and it's on my like, make a video about this sometime this weekend pile. So here's the first 2 volumes of Sea Breeze and Dragon's Dwelling is like the unofficial English that's written on the Japanese cover. These are getting an English release, and I'm so happy. These are going to be the newest Shoujo Beat by Viz. I hate the new English title, so I'm going by the unofficial Japanese title. This is really, really good. This is my like potential new favorite currently ongoing shoujo manga because it is just so good. But we also have Love That's an Understatement, which is also my favorite. Can you have 2 favorites of something? I think that's okay. This is my one of my 2 favorite current ongoing shoujo manga. It's just so good. It's about a girl who, after her father passes away, moves to a coastal town where she meets this boy here who just so happens to be a dragon person. And even though it's a romance, it's really a slow burn romance. It's more about like developing friendship and family. And I really like series that focus more on like relationship building outside of just romance because it feels more like grounded and realistic, and I like that. So I have these 2. These are HC special or Hana to Yume special. And I would have them with the other Hana to Yume ones, but this is bigger than my Hana to Yume volumes, and I cannot stand it when there's height differences. So this one goes here, where it's the same height as everything. And I'm just kind of grabbing at stuff. So we have, thought I had 3 volumes of this. We have the first 2 volumes of Kingyoya-san no Karisome Fufu. This one does not have an English, unfortunately, but this is really nice. I don't know if this one's shoujo or not, actually. It's published in Asuka Comics. I just really like it. This one's an adult romance series featuring an author who comes from a very wealthy family who really needs to get married to somebody so she can have a new last name so that she can work on her own, like without her family's powerful last name. And the owner of a fish shop who really needed money. So she had money to give, he had a last name to give, and they get married on their very first meeting. And this one's also very like adult, talking about 2 adults who all of a sudden have to get married. This one's also really realistic. They like make schedules to follow to like keep the weirdness at bay. I like it. This one's, yeah, I don't have anything else in this manga magazine imprint yet, I don't think. My next 2 are volumes 2 and 3 of Sukui Sukuware. This one's like a really toxic, dark romance series about the idol industry. And I'm not going by tone at all because all of these have very different tones, but that's okay. Typically, I really do not like anything idol. So even like Kamon's B-side, I can't get into it. Or like Ai ga nakereba aidoru dekinai is I think the title of that one. I can't really do idol stuff. It really stresses me out because I've heard so many like real life horror stories about idol life that I can't vibe with. I cannot get into it. But I like a good psychological horror. So I'm reading that very slowly. Well, I read volume 1 digitally, liked it, bought the first 3 volumes, and now the volume 1 is somewhere on my TBR cart because I want to reread it now that I have we have the first 4 volumes of My Situationship with the Vampire Count is I think the English. This one does have an English on K-Manga, which is like a Kodansha's digital manga platform. This it's okay. It's like a Cinderella story if Prince Charming was a man who liked to cosplay as a vampire. That's what it's about. It's fun. This one's a KCX series. A lot of these are just like very random to me imprints, so I'll only have like 1 series per imprint a lot of the time. Can I do all my romance together? I guess it doesn't really matter. Here we have a kind of different one. I bought these also while I was living in Japan, and I bought them because the title kind of caught my eye. This one's called Joshikousei ni Korosaretai, or I Want to Be Ended by a High School Girl. And it is about a teacher who wants that. It is very strange. I bought these from Book Off, which is a secondhand book company. A bug fell on me, like out of one of the pages while I was reading it. And I don't know what grossed me out more, the main character of it or the bug that fell on me. Maybe it was equal. So I have not finished reading these after the bug incident. I did after it happened. So I know it's bug-free now, but that was gross. Okay, I'm going to at least try and not put any omnibuses here, at the very least. I don't like omnis. Here's another fun one. This one is perfectly fine on my own, so my fiance can twist in the wind. This one is definitely shoujo. This one is also a new imprint for me. This one's fun. It's about a girl who kind of just gives up on her neglectful fiance and decides to live her best life on her own. And she realizes that life can be fun when you just do what you want and forget about your dumb fiance. This one's a comedy. You need to be okay with redemption, though. Because if you want somebody who acted poorly to suffer and then not get a happy ending, I don't think this will be the story for you, because I'm pretty sure it will be a happy ending in the end. But It's funny. I like how it's going. I've only read the first 2 volumes for that. This one's a fun one. I looked really hard for it, and then when I finally found it, I never read it. So I have to read this one, so I'm gonna move this, but this one is the reincarnated Cinderella does not want to wear her glass slippers. This one, it's an anthology book about girls who reincarnate into the bodies of like Disney princesses. I thought it was funny, and like she's Cinderella and he's the huntsman, and I'm just so for this version of the huntsman. Do Cinderella and the huntsman get together in the original Cinderella? I don't think they do, but you know, it's a reincarnation story, so they can change things if they want to. Here we have one with a long title. Do please leave me alone as a bad wife is the unofficial English. That's what it's about. This is this one about a girl. I'm pretty sure this was a reincarnation story as well. I read so many reincarnation stories actually that sometimes I just forget because it doesn't really matter for the plot, you know? But I'm pretty sure this one is. It's about a woman who reincarnated into the body of like a villainess whose husband hates her, and then she is trying to leave him because she knows he hates her, but he hates her so much he won't let her leave him. It's a lot more complicated than that. This one I loved a lot. There was surprise Yuri at some point in it. I'm not going to spoil anything else besides that, but surprise Yuri happened. I don't think it will end up being a straight up Yuri series, but was very surprising. And I like it when stories like this catch me off guard. This is a zero-sum one. So I do think I have more zero-sum comics, so I will be doing reorganizations, but that's okay. But yeah, I like it when stories catch me off guard like that. Like the, was it Cherry Magic? The one where like if you live 40 years as someone without sleeping with anybody else, you then develop magical powers. And then the guy, like, I think when he makes contact with other people, he can hear their thoughts. Is that Cherry Magic? That one also caught me off guard. So I like stories like that. We have volume 2 of Takahashi from the Bike Shop. This one is a delinquent romance, which I like. I think this one's Josei, I think. Oh, I cannot read the imprint. It's like, I can't read that. But yeah, I think this is Josei. This is about a delinquent adult. It's an adult romance. A delinquent and an office worker who just got into a relationship, and it's super chill and I like it. I'm trying to read more like grown-up stories. Nothing wrong with reading the high school or university ones, but I'm trying to find more like good adult ones. And when I say good, I mean like interesting to me. More zero-sum, okay. These two, I love this series so much. I have the first 3, but volume 3 is currently on my TBR shelf. This is Okami Shonen Magami-kun. This one, is this? I guess this would be shoujo as well, maybe? I'm not quite sure. But this is it's one of those series where it's kind of hard to tell if it's romance or if it's just like friendship. And I like those because it's kind of like ambiguous. You can kind of like, whatever you want it to be, that's how you can see it. I really like those kinds of stories about a boy who is half wolf. So he's able to transform into a wolf. And it's very cool. He moves to a new city, makes friends with a girl who has self-esteem issues, and together they form a very nice friendship. And maybe it goes beyond that. I don't know. I haven't finished reading it yet. I read the first 2 volumes. I really like it. Volume 3 will be read soon. We have volume 1 of Eden of Witches. This one does have an English. Volume 2 is on my TBR shelf. This one is a witchy fantasy series, no romance. This is not a romance series. I think this one's seinen, I think, about a girl who lives in a world where nature has shunned all of humanity, but it does not shun the witches. It's because of humanity's like terrible deeds, basically, nature is like, goodbye forever. So humans hunt witches down because they see witches as being able to contact nature to be like a sin, basically, which is like, that's stupid. But so we have a young witch here who needs to run away from the humans who are trying to end her life because they're jealous of her being in touch with nature. And she needs to get to Eden. Does she get there? I don't know. I do really like this one. The villain in this one is like comically evil. And sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. In this one, I do think it works. This is Heart the Comics. That's also new. Here we have Totsukuni no Shoujo. This one does have an English, but I can't think of the English title. This is volume 2. Volume 1 is on my TBR card. I don't know what this one's about. I just bought it because I bought into the hype, and I'm hoping I like it. Here we have I'm the Villainess, so I'm taming the final boss, something like that. I watched the full anime for this and I loved it. And so I wanted to read the manga because I wanted to go a little bit further. I bought this while I was living in Japan, and then I just never ended up collecting the rest. So I need to get on that because I do really like this one. Here we have the first 7, volumes of Firefly Wedding. I have volume 5 on my TBR cart. Firefly Wedding will be getting an anime soon. This one is, I think, technically shoujo, I think. In English, it's published as a shoujo, so there you go, I guess. This one is kind of controversial, I guess. It's about a young woman with a heart condition who is born into like an aristocratic family. She really wants to marry into a good family to help her father, but she's kidnapped and brought to an island where women are forced to do bad things, basically. Like, there's no escaping the island. You're kind of stuck there. So it's really, really hard for her to do anything stuck on that island. And she meets a man, this guy on the cover, who, after things happen, kind of promises to help her out. Kind of. But is he going to help her out? We don't really know. He's kind of crazy. I really don't want to spoil it, which is why I'm being kind of vague. But so yeah, we have our female lead who was brought to an island where she's kind of forced to do things she doesn't want to do. And this man here who originally was hired to like end her, but now he's helping her. Basically what's happening. This one, the ending was spoiled for me, and I'm really, really upset about that, which is why I haven't continued reading it lately. Also why I haven't collected all of it lately. And it wasn't just for me, it was the day, like the morning the Japanese final chapter was posted. It was everywhere. And I was really, really disappointed in the book community that day. Because it wasn't just me, like I saw online, like the Japanese side of X, I guess, also was complaining that like you couldn't avoid the spoilers. Like you opened the app and it was like right in your face. Facebook is what spoiled it for me, which is really disappointing. I don't really use Facebook, and I've never had anything spoiled there. So that was really disappointing. But I only was shown like the last few pages, but still, like it was a big spoiler. But I'll get back into it one day. I can't show volume 1, but we have the first 2 volumes of Kirei na Kimi ni Korosaretai, or I Want to Be Ended by the Beautiful You. This one's a BL, and it's published in Howl Comics. Typically, I'm not the biggest BL girly. I don't really like it. I find most of them are one-shots, and it's really hard for me to be able to get into one-shots. Or I don't vibe with most of them. Some of them I do like the ones that are darker in tone I like. Mad K was my book of the year last year, so I do like some of them. But there's just something about a horror BL that's like so good. I don't know what it is. This one only has 2 volumes out now. I think the authors put it on hiatus. I don't know why. I'm hoping it comes back soon. This one is it's like a supernatural horror series. And I can't really talk about it because a lot happens. But just trust me when I say this is a really good series. I feel like I'm making good progress. We also have the first 3 volumes, and I think the only 3 volumes, of Bride of the Death God. This one does have an English. I'm pretty sure it's also by Square Enix, like in the Japanese side. This one, like the title suggests, is about the bride of a death god. And Death God and Grim Reaper are kind of synonymous in this series. I really like it. Originally, I got them because the covers are just beautiful. And I'm a sucker for pretty art. So I'm really enjoying it. I do not know what demographic it is, but I'm like, that's okay. This is a GC Pixiv one. This one, I really like it because our female lead, her, even though she has like a really tragic story, basically she has a disease where flowers sprout out from her body, sucking up her life force, and then ending her eventually. So like after enough flowers bloom from her, she's meant to pass on. And the Grim Reaper who is there to take her away when she does pass on. So that's like the beginning of the story. Obviously that doesn't happen. That's the whole plot point of the story. And then we follow her as she lives on past how long she was meant to originally live on for. And it's just really interesting. I like a story with a strong female lead. And I like that she like surpassed her destiny and I was just kind of doing what she wants. I really like that. I've read the first 2 volumes, so I'm almost done. I don't like finishing things I really like. It's hard for me. I think I'm gonna leave it. There is some space, but I think I'm gonna leave it for now. Just because if I find more books from the same imprints as these, I'm gonna be adding them to that shelf. We're thinking ahead. So next on this shelf, First one is Veil, or Kotteri Veil. Veil is one, it made me feel silly because the writing in it is like really, really pretty cursive. And in Japanese, that's hard for me to read. So I felt kind of dumb where like I really couldn't read it all that well. So I couldn't really enjoy it. But it's so pretty. I kind of picture it more as an art book than anything. So I just don't think I'll be collecting the rest of it. I guess I'll put my Omnis there from now on. So we have volumes 2 and 3 of Vanitas. Book 1 is in my TPR. I watched some of the anime and I loved it, so I picked these up. These are a vampire story. I like vampire stories, but I don't know where it goes, which is good because I'm interested. I don't think it's romance. I think this is just like vampire. Doing vampire stuff. Can you tell I haven't read it yet? Here we have the full set. Adabana is only 3 volumes. This one is also published in English. This one comes with like every trigger warning you could possibly think of. It's really, really well written. The author, Non, did a fantastic job with this, but it's dark. And I don't think I can even say the trigger warnings, but it's about 2 girl best friends where one of them turns up chopped up into little pieces one day. And the best friend of that girl claims that she did it. And it talks about what happened. And it really, really goes places. It gets really, really dark. Volume 1 is more so from the perspective of the best friend who claims to have done it. And so like what happens after she claims she had done it. Volume 2 shows more of the backstory. So it's so dark. So I need to read volume 3, but I need to like mentally prepare myself. Because volume 3 is the biggest of the bunch. So I just know a lot's gonna happen. Here we have the first 3 volumes of the collector's like anniversary edition of Noragami. I love Noragami so much. So I'm only collecting this one. I've read most of it digitally, just I want to have it physically in my collection. And like, I like the look of these. So I'm trying to find all of them, but they're kind of expensive. So it's a slow progress. But yeah, we have Noragami here. I'm pretty sure this is a shonen. And this is in KCDX. I don't think I have any of that on the shelf yet. Thank goodness. Here we have, no spoilers, all of the currently published volumes of the Summer Hikaru died. We have, up to volume 8. I know it like ended or something. I'm staying so far away from anything to do with this online because I will not have this spoiled for me. I do think volume 9 is the last volume, I think, just based on, like I saw like a little snippet when I was on X the other day of like Tearful and Hikaru, and I closed it right away. I was like, get away, get away from me. So we have all of these. This one just, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I had begun, I love this, by the way, but I had begun reading it like years ago before it really got popular over in Canada. And I'm not being like I liked it before you did. No, just I liked it when I was like at the very beginning. I followed it really, really, really heavily. And I liked it because it was kind of ambiguous in that, like, are they just really, really good friends or are they dating? Like, again, I like the kind of ambiguous where like kind of clearly it shows that like they have feelings for each other, but you could also see them as just like 2 really close best friends. Because I've had relationships where it's like, I love my best friend. And like a lot of it felt kind of teetering between really, really deep friendship and more than that. And I really liked that. And the author, and I don't know if I'm making this up, but I remember the author saying something attuned to, she likes writing that a kind of ambiguous story. And I was like, oh my God, like, I love that. Like, that's how I felt about it. So I'm so glad you said that. And then later on, they were like, yeah, it's BL and it's been BL since the beginning. And so I felt like, but that's not what you said at the beginning. And again, maybe I'm just remembering it wrong because I'm forgetful. But just, I liked how it was more ambiguous. And I guess I liked that it turned out more BL toned also because like I like the representation and it is just like so well written. But just, I really preferred the beginning more than the end where it was ambiguous. And these are Kadokawa. So we're moving this one down. Next up, we have Dragon Head. This is my all-time favorite horror manga. This one's older than I am. It is yellow. It has been loved. About the second hand from Surigaya. This one also has an English, like new version from Kodansha, I think. Yeah, it would also be from Kodansha. Like big hardcover, expensive. So I don't have that. So I only have volume 1 of the Japanese. It's hard to find. It's old. This is about what would happen if Mount Fuji were to erupt. Something akin to that. I don't want to spoil it, but that's kind of what it's about. It's so good. Please read this one. It talks about like if society were, like if all of the laws and rules of society were to stop, how would people react? And it's really, really, really good. And I really, really like it. And I think more people should read it. Here we have the first 4 volumes of Hana Himeru Kimi no Meteoru. This one, I don't think it has in English, at least nothing that I know of. And I kind of stopped reading it because I got annoyed because people kept posting spoilers. But this isn't the kind of series that can really get spoilers, just I kept seeing people post the inside of the pages and it just annoyed me for some reason. I do that too though, but it just kind of bugged me, so I put it on pause. But this is a really beautiful series about a vampire. Can you tell I like vampire stories? Yeah, it's beautiful vampire kind of redemption. It's just nice. I should continue reading it. This I bought because it's by the same author, and I like the I like the author's art style. I liked their way of telling stories. Like Hana Himeru is told beautifully. So I got this one. I have not read it. Okay, we're moving on to our Morning KC series. We have Sweat and Soap. This one is very much seinen, I'm pretty sure. I don't know how I feel about this one, if I'm being honest. I think maybe I would like the live action more. Just, this is an office romance about a guy who has a really good sense of smell and a woman who works at the same office as him. And it's just a little bit silly in my eyes. Like, he can, like, smell her in the same room as him. Like, his nose is that good. He can smell her emotions. And, it's just it's a little silly. I don't know. I thought it was nice. Just, I don't know if I want to continue it or not. Here we have one that should be on my TBR. Whoopsies. This is Hajime no Yujin. I bought this specifically because I sampled it on comic days and it was so good. And I needed it. This one starts out, we have a young boy, this boy here, who goes to a remote village with his father, meets a friend, this boy here, who has never left the village. He's not allowed to leave the village. So everything the traveling boy had with him was brand new to the village boy. And as they're playing, they go into like a little shrine where like something attacks them and then spits them out. And while the traveling boy was fine after that, the village boy was kind of different. And then we cut 10 years later, and traveling boy is in university, I think. And all of a sudden, the village boy comes out. And he's like, hey, you're so-and-so, aren't you? I'm that boy from the village. Don't you remember me? But he's not allowed to leave the village. So it's kind of like, what happened? I don't know. It was really interesting. I loved the sample, so I bought it. Moving on to our Sylph comics. These are shoujo. A shoujo horror. I love I love shoujo horror so much. This one's called 隣に住んでる友人と必ず仲良くしてください. Or please get along well with your good friend who lives next door. So good. Everyone needs to read this one. Learn Japanese and read it. This one is about a boy. He's, I think, like freshly 18-ish. Like he's just a young adult who had a really troubled past, so he needed to leave home. And so he took up an offer for like the best rent. He has an apartment, but there's a catch. It seems kind of haunted, and his next door neighbor is a literal tentacle monster. But it's a nice tentacle monster, and it tells that story. There is a light novel for this one, but I'm enjoying the manga, so I don't think I'm going to pick it up. It also takes me a long time to read Japanese light novels, and I want to know what happens fast. Here we have another in the same manga magazine. We have Stomp Kick Love, all 6 volumes. I don't know if this one's on hiatus or what, but it's been a while since volume 6 was published, like a while. But we have all these. This one's a really fun adult romance between an office worker and like a playboy. And it's just good. Just trust me. It's good. It is like a little bit toxic, but they're kind of bad for each other. But they're also good for each other, if you know what I mean. If you like series with good banter, this one's a really fun one. I don't want to spoil it, but it does get better each volume, I promise. You need to be forgiving with crappy male leads, or you need to like crappy male. We're running out of Japanese manga. Okay, now we're gonna be moving my Japanese light novels, is what I want to do. My foot's falling asleep. Oh. First up, we have what's this? This is just a short. Okay. We have the two the Summer Hikaru Dai's light novels. Can you tell I love this series? We have these two, and I like keeping these in my books. Every time a light novel comes with one of these, I keep them. So we have these two. These are one of my favorite light novel series. This is The Happiness of the Sacrificial Princess. I don't think it has in English yet, but it did just get a manga. Like chapter 1 was just published, and I was so excited. I don't love the art style, unfortunately. I think they look so much better in the light novel, but what can you do? This is a series all about. I'm gonna gush about this for a second because it's really good. We have our sacrificial princess who was born specifically to be a sacrificial princess. So she was born and she grew up away from the rest of the royal family. She doesn't know her siblings and they don't know her. Like in a little glass bubble, glass bubble. But she was born like in a room where she could not injure herself. Like nothing bad could happen to her because she was meant to be a sacrifice to like a magic being once she turned 18. But because she was born and grew up in a bubble, she doesn't know anything about the world, nothing. So according to her family, she was born to be like eaten by like some scary demon monster magic being thing. According to the the magic being who had the other half of the pact, he thought he was promised a bride. So like she was getting ready to be eaten, he was getting ready to get married. So on the day it's funny to me. On the day everything went down, they came thinking very different things, and he is angry that his bride-to-be doesn't know anything and keeps saying like, I'm ready to go. Like, let's do this. And he's like, no, I don't want to do this. It's just really funny. I really, really want this one to get an English translation because I think everybody needs to read it. It's really good. I have not read volume 2 yet. I know there's a bookmark in here. I have read volume 1. It's just I like to bookmark the afterwards because I like it. I like to reread it sometimes. But this one's really good. Moving on to my all-time favorite light novel. This one I also have not read volume 2 yet. But this, I think it does have an English translation. But this one is, again, my crush requested, I am a witch whose crush requested a love potion. It's so good. And I talked about the manga already, but so good. Love the art, love the author. By the same author, we have Shinimodori, or Reliving My Life with a Boyfriend Who Doesn't Remember Me. This was also spoiled for me, and I was very upset. And I stopped using Twitter for a while because it always spoils things for me, but that's okay. So yeah, this one I have on pause, but I will be starting it up soon. Just I want to finish the light novel that I'm currently reading before I get back into this one. This one's good. All of them are good. We have this one. I haven't read this one yet. I like the art. Haven't read that yet. Haven't read this one yet. It was cheap and I like the art. Okay, we'll leave space there for now and then move on to the bottom shelf. Okay, I know you can't fully see the bottom shelf, but that's okay. So starting off, we have the heaviest one in my collection, which is The Art of Rumiko Takahashi Colors. This one I got through a campaign with Viz, so I was very, very excited for that. Specifically, I really like Inuyasha, but right now I'm reading Mao. So I haven't read all of it just because I want to read the book before I look at the inspiration and whatnot behind the characters. But this is just, I like the colors. I like the holographicness of it. We're doing all my big ones first. We next have, hardcovers are really heavy. We have the next 2 volumes of Mushishi. This one is a series I've been trying really hard to find, and so I was so thankful that they did the nice hardcover reprint. I don't like omnis, but beggars can't be choosers, I guess. This is one of my favorite Iyashike series. We have this one in Natsume. And this one, I'm okay collecting this one in English, even though when things have like heavy folklore and like really, really heavy roots in Japanese, I find it loses a lot of its magic when it's translated to English, just because it has to. Like, it has to be translated so you can understand everything. And it's usually in those circumstances, I prefer reading in Japanese so I can like appreciate the story how it was meant to be appreciated, you know? But it's really nice remastering. And I couldn't find the Japanese version either. So, and I'm not complaining. I think the translation was very, very good. I haven't read volume 2 yet, but volume 1 was really good. We have volume 1 of Gyo. I really like Junji Ito, so I'm trying to find all of the hardcovers, but they're expensive. This one's the fishy one. I think Gyo is one of the oldest books I own. I got it new like over 10 years ago, I think. Oh my God. This one I got from the thrift store, which is really surprising. It Love Sickness. I haven't read this one yet, though. It's also a Junji Ito one. We have volume 1 of Past the Monster Meat, Milady. I really like this one. This one's definitely shoujo. It's about a girl who really likes cooking with monster meat. And like society has kind of shunned her because why are you eating monsters? But it turns out you can cook them real delicious. And I need to get the rest of the volumes. We have the first 8 volumes of Beastars, but they're heavy, so I'm only gonna hold up volume 1. I have not fully caught up, but I'm surprised with how much I like Beastars. I'm pretty sure this one's seinen as well. It's just really, really well written. And I heard it does fall off. We'll discover if it does or not once I get there. As of right now, I'm really enjoying it. And I don't really like trust when people say like, yeah, only the first half was good, like the rest isn't worth reading. Cause like that's for you to decide, you know? I just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. I'll say again, I really hate size differences in my manga. And we're having a problem because everything is different sized. Because I have some new manga mail from Crossed Hearts that I haven't put away yet, but everything's a different size. Oh my goodness, what do I do? Okay, that's okay. So here's what we'll do. So my 2 volumes of manhwa. We have the first 2 volumes of From a Knight to a Lady. I've read volume 1, I liked it. And then they just sent me volume 2 and I have not read it yet. This one is good. It's like a revenge kind of story. I've only read volume 1, you know, but it's a revenge kind of story of in her past life, she was like a commander of an army, was backstabbed. And in her new life, she was reincarnated into the body of a citizen of the country she was at war with. And she's in close vicinity to the man who backstabbed her. So what will she do? Revenge, obviously. But yeah, so we have those 2. They're just like a smidge taller than Beastars, so that won't bother me all that much. Hopefully. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I've decided. I figured it out. Actually, we're gonna wait. Because I have Witch Hat Atelier of the first 3 volumes in English and then the next 3 in Japanese. Because this is a series that's really hard to find, not damaged in my city for some reason. I was on the hunt for volume 4 for months. And every volume they had rips in the covers, big bends in the covers. And I'm not spending like $20 on a damaged book. So I was gonna move this to my other shelf, but hold on. We're gonna do my light novels first and see how much room we're left over. First, we have my favorite book, and I refer to all my like Japanese and Korean translated books as light novels, even though they're not all light novels. I just do. So we have the first 3 volumes of Villains Are Destined to Die. This is my favorite Korean translated novel, light novel. This one's really good. It's like transmigrated, reincarnated into the body of a villainess on hard mode. What do I do? I really, really like it. I think the writing is really good. This is one I spoiled for myself years ago, but in volume 3, I get past where that spoiler was, so everything was brand new and fresh to me. It's really good. My next one is the first 2 volumes of The Reincarnated Villainess, goes back in time and aims to become the ultimate villain. I am enjoying this one. I have read all of volume 1 and I'm slowly working on volume 2. Volume 1 specifically, I really liked it because we got revenge in like really easy but really satisfying ways, and it was just nice. I'm not gonna spoil it, but if you like revenge, it's a good one. It's not like the most satisfying where like, you know, where if somebody's like heavily abused in the past, you want like really, really big revenge. This one, the stakes aren't that high. So like while there is revenge, it's not like crazy, but it's realistic and I like it. Here we have one of my favorites. This is If the Villainess and Villain Met and Fell in Love. For 3 volumes, I've read the first 2. The title is what it's about. I really like it. Can you tell I like a good fantasy romance series? Here we have the first 2 volumes of Agents of the Four Seasons. Volume 2 literally arrived at my house yesterday. So excited. This one's a really good one. This one's more fantasy than anything. In volume 1, there's no romance. We have volume 1 of You Are Forma. This one's a sci-fi one. It did take me a minute to get into, but then I really got into it. So I will be getting volume 2 just eventually. Who Killed the Hero is another one. I loved everything except this did not need romance. It usually, I'm all for romance, but I do think the romance kind of killed the tone of it. I don't know. It didn't feel realistic. It just kind of felt like they threw it in just for the sake of having romance, which I did not vibe with. But regardless, I really did like this. The world building was incredibly interesting. There was a big plot twist. It was really interesting. So I will be getting, I think it's the prequel. I don't know, but I will be getting it. Again, just money. And I have to read through some more of what I already own. Can you tell I really like the Yen Press light novels? Most of them are Yen Press. Here we have a book I did not enjoy. This is If the Heroine Wants My Fiancé, I'll Marry a Yandere Villain. There is no Yandere Villain. That's all I'll say. I was misled. And then by the same imprint, I bought them at the same time, so I'm kind of, or not imprint, but the same publisher. I'm kind of hesitant to read it because I really did not like the other one. It's okay. We have Breaking Up Was the Plan, The Duke Falling for the Villainess Was Not. I doubt she's even a villainess. I haven't read it yet. We'll have to see. Okay, we have some space. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Witch Hat Atelier. How big is it? See, but no, because I don't like that because I don't want my manga to come after my light novels. I either have to have a break in the size or a break in the type of book. We're doing a break in the size. Okay, it's gonna bother me, but we have no choice. We also have the first 2 volumes of Alice in Kyoto Forest. Did you know? In English, this one only has 2 volumes, but in Japanese, it has 3. Did Tokyo Pop just forget to publish the 3rd one? I don't know. Basically what happened, I found volume 1 at a thrift store. I really liked it, but I didn't want to buy more Tokyo Pop stuff. So I got the Japanese version of volume 2, and I haven't read it yet. But I will. I do really like this story, just I felt, would I be able to even find it? Because it's an old one. Like it's old Tokyo Pop, so I don't know. I guess this is going here for now. Because that's not breaking in the type of books. Because we have Japanese manga, Japanese light novels, English manga, and then more English manga. So that's okay. We also have by Crossed Hearts, You're Way Too Cheeky, Chigaya-kun? Chigaya-kun. I want to call him Chiya, but it's Chigaya. This one's new, but I'm not going to be putting it on this shelf. And then we also have a new manhwa from them, which is the Archduke's Adopted Saint. It's very holographic. I don't know if you can see as well on video, but in person, it's really, really holographic. I did read some of this on Tapas, and I liked it. So I'm very excited to read this one. Just I need to find a home for it. So this one also might be going on my English manga shelf, even though it's technically not a manga. So that's all my books. And I do have my like figurines and whatnot, but I don't like putting too many figurines on my shelf just because I think it looks kind of, or not bad, but like it's hard for me to see my manga beyond the figures, and I want to be able to reach for whatever I want to read quickly. So I don't think I'm going to be putting as many things on the shelf as were there before, but we need to have Natsume because we love Natsume. So I think he's going to go there. And we also need Okotsu because he's one of my best boys. So he will go over here. And I think that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to have the 2 and the stuffed animals. We'll find a new home for. But yeah, that's all of my books that are on this shelf. Usually you can't see all of this shelf just because I like to show off all 3 of my bookshelves at least a little bit in my videos, but this one's clean now.